Now, many of you already know that year to date, NEO has delivered 100 or over 126,000 deliveries, and this is from January to October of 2023. Now, many of you, again, you will know that NEO, one of the things that I've been stressing on this channel is that you cannot compare it with XPeng, you cannot compare it with Tesla, you cannot compare it with many of the EVs in the market out there, because NEO is a premium electric vehicle company, or they sell premium electric vehicles, which of course for you to compare NEO, you have to compare it with the same cars or the cars in the same segment. And I'm talking about BMW, I'm talking about Lexus, I'm talking about Mercedes, I'm talking about Land Rover, Porsche, and the others. These are the kind of vehicles that if you have to compare apples against apples, you need to compare NEO against these companies or car companies, which therefore means that before you complain about the amount of sales that NEO has generated, you need to also check the kind of sales that those other companies have generated. I'm not taking away the fact that of course we wanted to see NEO of course generating a lot of sales, but I'm just rather coming to you and say, before you judge NEO, check what the other premium companies or EV car companies are doing in terms of deliveries. Then you can of course judge if NEO is performing bad or poorly, or it is performing much better. Because as seen on the screen, you'll notice that, ladies and gents, from these 126 or over 126,000 deliveries that we saw NEO producing, of course, from January to October, these sales, when you look into the entire electric or premium electric vehicle segment, ladies and gents, it constituted to about 60%, which once again this shows you that NEO, when you talk of dominance in this premium electric vehicle market, it is seriously dominating the other brands like Mercedes, Audi, Lexus, Porsche, and the others, which is something that of course makes me to be really excited, because it means that in their segment, when we look into NEO segment, NEO, it is of course dominating their segment with sales or their January to October sales constituting to about 60%, which is something that is pretty good, man. I know, like I said, we wanted NEO to deliver 30,000 vehicles on a monthly basis. With these deliveries that NEO has seen year to date, they are sitting at 60%, which is something that, ladies and gents, must just show you that in its segment, NEO is doing pretty good. NEO is doing so well. I mean, you will know that this, of course, over 126,000 that NEO has done year to date, it is a 36 or over 36% increase year over year, which is something that shows that NEO is growing. NEO is doing pretty good year to date when you compare to the same period last year in 2022, which is something that is pretty amazing, something that is pretty good, which is why I'm excited about knowing that NEO's sales constitute to about 60% in their segment, which is premium electric vehicles. I mean, have a look at the fact that the second place, or the company that comes in second place, is BMW with a market share of 18%, followed by Mercedes with a market share of 6%. I mean, come to think about it, or come to think about these numbers, you will realize that no wonder why some of the companies are calling off or sort of like halting their EV, of course, production, because they see that really the market is really tough. There's an issue with the demand, there's issues with, of course, the market itself. The competition is so strong, it's fierce competition, which is why, ladies and gents, we see situations where in NEO's premium electric vehicle market, we see NEO constituting to about 60%, while the second best selling car in NEO segment has got 18%, the third, followed by the third, coming with 6%. This shows that, ladies and gents, NEO is doing pretty good. All the complaints that I see from retail investors, ladies and gents, even myself, when I saw this report, I was like, wait a minute, hold on, maybe we should not be complaining about NEO's deliveries, because in its segment, NEO is doing really, really good, which is what made me to do this video today. So I know probably NEO might not be selling the kind of sales, or they might not be generating the kind of sales that we want them to generate. But ladies and gents, NIO, it is doing pretty good in its segment. They are having a majority of the, of course, market share. I mean, over 60%. It is pretty good, because it therefore means that, ladies and gents, the other all the other premium, of course, electric vehicles, they are having 39 or over 39 percent, which is something that of course shows you the kind of dominance that NIO is bringing to this premium electric vehicle market. So I'm very excited about this report, because it opened up my eyes, because now I'm able to see how NIO is doing when comparing to its peers, when comparing to the cars in the same, of course, division or segment as NIO, which is something that, to know that they are at 60% makes me to be really excited. You will know that there are some of the cities like Shanghai in China, where NIO, in terms of sales, it is seriously dominating when we look into these EV sales, which is why, ladies and gents, I'm excited. I know that, like I said, deliveries are not coming as we want, but this is a company that continues to grow. This is the company that is dominating, which is why, ladies and gents, I'm going to remain with this company. I'm going to remain long and strong onto this company, because I know NIO, it's doing pretty good. It's not doing as bad as so many people are painting it to, but rather they are doing pretty good, which is why we are seeing them dominating in their segment. I know people will want to compare it with Leodo. I know people will want to compare it with Tesla, BYD, and the others. But ladies and gents, this is a company that, ladies and gents, in its segment is doing pretty good. Yes, Xpeng, ladies and gents, it is a car company that is also selling electric vehicles, but they are not selling premium EVs like NIO, but rather they are selling electric vehicles that target the mass market. I mean, you have to think, or one of the things that you have to think is that there are not so many people that can afford NIO cars, which therefore makes it a bit tricky, or makes it a bit, of course, difficult for NIO to get the kind of sales that you would see them, of course, being got by Xpeng, being got by some of these EV makers in the mass market. But one thing for sure is that NIO, ladies and gents, it is getting some of these EV sales, or I would like to think that some of the sales that NIO is getting are coming from, of course, some of the people that were supposed to buy a Tesla but chose a NIO. They are coming from some of the people that were supposed to probably buy some EV cars but chose NIO. And like I say, I know that it might not be delivering the kind of deliveries we want, but they are doing a good job. They are doing pretty good. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least to get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy NIO for the very first time, it is always good that you do your own due diligence, so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.